So we're back with the 2006 Honda 300ex, and as you see, I have cleaned the engine up quite a bit. I still got to fix that pipe guard. Should have took it off. Last video I was cleaning the carburetor, so I got the carburetor all clean and back on. Four-wheeler cleaned up really nice once I got all the old oil and grease and grime off of it. So I haven't started yet because I'm working on the gas tank, and I'll show you what I've been doing with it. So down in the gas tank, I was able to clean it off pretty good. It had all that, looked like mud in it. I don't know exactly what that was in it. It had some surface rust up under there. Can't get a light enough in there. You can see it still got some water in there, which I'm going to clear out. But it had some mud or some brownish stuff in it. I don't know what it was. Like someone just tried to sabotage it or something. It wasn't gas. So I got the petcock taken off, and I think I'm gonna have to pull this little bowl off to clean it out because I'm not getting any gas or liquid through it when I turn it on and off. So I'm thinking it's clogged up with all that brown looking stuff. It's even on the stem. But like I said, the tank doesn't have any holes in it or anything. Looks pretty good. I didn't see anything leaking when I had it. I just took the pressure washer and filled it up with some water, and I took some gravel, just some old, just some regular gravel, some rocks rather, and put it in there and shook it around, and it shook a lot of that stuff loose. But I'm still gonna run a fuel filter anyway. But I think once gas get in there, it'll be good enough to eat the rest of that stuff up, and shouldn't have any problems. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm going to actually take this fuel petcock out. We'll take it apart rather and see what's wrong with it. Hopefully it's not deteriorated inside where I won't be able to save it. So like I said, I filled it up with some just poured some gas down a little tube, and when I did that I didn't get anything out. So let me get it's like a 10mm. Let's take this off and see what's in there. Just as I suspected. That rusty, don't smell like gas stuff. I mean, it's a screen actually in there, and that screen is just completely clogged up with trash. I don't know if you can take that out of there. Don't really want to fool with that, so we'll try to clean it off. Hopefully we can get this working. We can just set the gas tank back on it and run it off the original gas tank instead of a gas bottle. That stuff is just chalky. It's breaking up though. Like I said, I don't know what that is. It's not bad gas. It's almost like Somebody dumped something in the tank. I don't know if they were trying to save it or what, but let's blow that out. Looks like it's in behind the filter. Yeah. Just look, it's all on my hand. I don't know. Looks like sand. It's all inside of there. It's like rust and get that off my hand. I'm scared to take the screen out of there because I don't want to break it. I'll have to take this hose off here though, but it won't come off. Oh, that is completely clogged. Look at that. I think I did take it off. I guess we can try turning it to a different direction. Maybe this will blow it out. I mean, it is completely gummed up. Starting to have my doubts about it. Guess we can shoot it this way. Starting to clear out though. If I shoot at it this way, I mean, just look at that. Actually, I actually see down in it. I think that's the reserve side there. Yeah, it's working now. Still spitting out white stuff. I can see down past the screen and there's a bunch of gummy, well, not gummy, but dryness. Probably just gonna have to, well, I'm gonna run a fuel filter anyway, because I don't want to try and take this screen out because I'm scared I might Scared I might mess it up and then I'll have to buy a pit top then. As long as it don't get in the carburetor. I think that's going to be as clean as I can get it. So it looks way better than it did before. So now we got to do the little cap. Man, that thing is rusty. It got my arm. Yeah, it's all on me. I thought it was dry. It got everywhere. I mean, what you see here is what was in the carburetor and the gas tank. It's bad. Looking good now. Better than what it was. I think we can take I got one of these wire brushes to go on the drill. Might be able to take that and stick it in there. Clean it up a little bit more just to be on the safe side. It'll get down in there. Whoa! Well, that didn't work out right. It caught the rag. I think I better hold it with something. And I'm losing an eye. Kind of open it up a little bit. That is good as it's gonna get, folks. We'll put this back on. We don't need to do no damage. And we'll check the hose and make sure it's not clogged up. That's good. So we'll put this back on. I think I better spray that out with something. It's got that white chalky stuff in there. just to be safe. Now we'll put it back on. And we'll go over to the four-wheeler. So now we got the petcock back on the gas tank, and we need to make sure that it's going to work. Right now it's on off, and I don't see anything leaking out of it. So I put just a tad bit of gas in there, and let's see what happens. That should be on. I think that's on. There's leaking out. Let's see. Is that on? No, that's reserve. Let's put it on. And there. Is that on? It's not coming out to on, but it works on the reserve. I think on is going to be the taller part of that pickup tube. So let's put a little bit more gas in it. See what happens. I think right now it's on off. I don't want to run it low on gas anyway. Let's see, is that high enough? So this will be on. Yeah, it's leaking out, so that's on. And this is reserve. That's off. So the petcock does work, but I did find a problem. I was looking at it, and it's not enough space in there to put a fuel filter between the fuel line and the carburetor, because the distance is so short. So I'm not going to be able to put a filter in there, because the hose is an S-shaped hose and it goes right to the carburetor. So it has a filter in the tank where the pickup tube goes. So hopefully that'll catch some stuff. And then it also has a filter in the petcock. We'll take that off. So hopefully that picks up trash. If not, I'll be taking the carburetor back off. But there's no room in here to put a fuel filter. So I guess we're just gonna wing it, and hopefully none of that trash don't circulate and get into that carb. Cause I really wanted to put a filter in there, but there's no way I can. So get the gas tank up on there. Now let's turn the gas on and make sure we don't have any carb leaks like we did last time. Hope not. This goes on there a certain way. That's reserve. I guess we'll put it on reserve. The carb starts spitting on the ground. We know the floats are stuck, which I hope it don't. I don't see anything as of now. I know the gas is on. Oh, there we go. I spoke too soon. get to that carburetor. It actually stopped on its own. Well, here it comes again. Maybe we'll just turn it on off and see what it crank. And maybe it'll free those floats up. And maybe it'll actually start holding instead of just leaking all over the place. So, you guys ready? Let's see what she does. Hopefully it cranks and runs good and the carburetor don't continue to leak. I'm gonna run it with the gas off first, and then that way I'll be able to tell. If it cranks up and runs, I'll turn the gas on and we'll see what's keep leaking. So I'm gonna turn the choke on. I think choke on is up. Key on. Here we go. Got an outlet up. Man, that thing cranked instantly. I didn't think it was gonna crank that fast. I got the gas on. I don't see anything pouring out the bottom. Not too shabby. I mean, she fired right up. But I think the carburetor bowl gasket is leaking. I can see some wetness at the bottom of the bowl. And I gotta do something about this thing. It's just melting away. But I mean, as soon as I hit the key, or hit the button, it just fire right up. See if we can get this stupid thing off of here. It ain't no good. I don't know why they made it out of plastic. Should have been made out of metal. Well, let's see when she crank again. Should fire right up. I mean, that was a win-win-win there. So that thing is loud. It is super loud. You can hear the oil draining back down in the bottom end. That is weird. Let's see if she restart. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Houston, we have a problem. That's not good. Still no it's clicking with the starter. Now the bad news comes up. Right now, I don't know if someone sealed it up and just didn't clean it up. Let's see where they're going here. Gotta be careful though, because we don't have that heat shield on the pipe. For some reason, it's not going back to neutral. I don't know if the clutch is not adjusted right, but I couldn't get it to go back to neutral. I have to take this cover off and adjust the clutch, because I couldn't get it to go back. Now the neutral light's not on. There it goes. And that doggone starter hanging up. But the chain is so loose that the front sprocket is trying to skip the teeth, because they never adjusted the chain. So I know I'm gonna have to tighten that chain up, because it's just bad. But I couldn't get it to go back in neutral, so this clutch needs to be adjusted. While I'm trying to hold it in, it's steady pulling. So I'm gonna have to adjust the clutch. And I couldn't get it to go in reverse either, but I believe that has something to do with the clutch not grabbing all the way. I'm thinking reverse. I don't remember on these if you have to pull it up and put it in gear. But I'm definitely going to have to adjust that clutch lever. But it does run, that's a plus. Hopefully this is not frozen, because it feels like it's not even trying to shift. Have to Google that and figure that out. Like I said, it's been a long time since I had a 250X or a 300EX or a 400, so I got to figure out how to put that thing in reverse. And we're going to have to pull this cover off so I can adjust this adjuster, because clutch is kind of slipping. So I'm going to take a quick break and we will try and fix that problem. Alright, so let's pull this cover off and see, can we adjust this clutch handle. Oh, here we go with these screws again. It's like every screw on this thing is either stripped or just over tight. That's all I understand it. So we're probably going to have to crank it up. I don't know why they put this cover on there if you can't get to the clutch lever. Really makes no sense. Just need to pull it up a little bit. It's got this rubber boot over it. Look like that ain't never been adjusted before. So we gotta screw that little adjuster back, and then we'll crank it up and see, does it pull out better. Oh, I remember how you put it in reverse. You got to push this red button down and then you click it up in reverse. It's been a long time. I guess we can turn it back like this a little bit. We'll try that. I don't want to go back too far with it, because it might not grab. Let's try it though. Hopefully the starter works. This time it's hard. I think we need to adjust on a little bit more. It's getting better, but while I got the clutch in, I can feel it trying to take off. Let's screw this out a little bit more, and should be able to see what it does. Trying to take off. So I'm hoping the clutch is not burn up. I mean, it really it disengages. It's just while you're sitting there with it in gear, it's trying to go. So we'll just keep adjusting this out. Just to see. Still not all the way right. I think I need to do some more. I don't know why neutral is so hard to find. It's not really idled up that high. But it's still kind of grabbing just a little bit. We'll come out some more. Fires right up though. Just don't want to find neutral with it in gear. Let's see what it'll go in reverse. why it's running. I mean, I can find it when it's off because I gotta air that tire up too. Because it and that damn starter, gonna have to be putting a starter in it pretty soon. But it does have reverse. That's a plus. I gotta tighten the chain up because every time I put it in gear, that sprocket's trying to skip. I can hear it. I'm gonna turn it out a little bit more and then we'll try idling it down some. So, get the starter tool, the hammer. I don't know. I think the back tire has a nail in it that I got to get out. But the clutch is not grabbing anymore. Feels pretty decent. Of course I gotta ride it. And I gotta do something about that starter. So what I'm probably gonna do is just leave this top piece loose. Just leave the screws loose until we ride it, and we'll be able to figure out if the clutch is slipping or needs more adjustment. But we definitely got to tighten this chain up. So what I'm going to do is we'll get it up in the air and we'll go ahead and tighten this chain up, because it is just making all kind of noise. Now this thing has the two big screws that you loosen. I think you take this middle screw loose down here and you turn that whole excuse me, you turn that whole ring, and that's what adjusts the chain, as I can remember. So you take those two Allen screws loose, I think this bolt here loose, and then you're supposed to have a big spanner wrench to turn that. I don't know if I have one. Probably can just put it that wouldn't work. Let's just get the jack. At least we get to see if the swing arm bearings are bad, or that carrier bearing in the middle. I see one thing that's wrong. I think that wheel is I think the middle nut is loose. I seen it wobbling. Yeah, we need to tighten this. Yeah, the nut is loose. So we need to tighten that up. But first we're going to tighten this chain up. Let me get Allen wrench. Like I say, that chain it's just so loose. And I might be keeping it from going in neutral. I mean, it'll go in neutral, like I say, with it sitting there idling. And I got it idle down real low. But for some reason, I can't get it to go in when it's running. Allen wrench to put in here. Hopefully I don't have no problem with these bolts. Every other bolt on it is super tight. That's the wrong side. Find the right Allen bolt. There it is. Allen wrench. Hopefully the chain is not too stressed out where there won't be as many adjustments. Tighten it up. At least the chain ain't ever hopped off and cracked the case, engine case up there where the sprocket is. That's a bad thing. That just destroys a four-wheeler or a dirt bike or a street bike. When you let that chain get too loose, it just kills the case. Busts it and you have an oil leak. Spanner wrench. So we might have to do that with a hammer and a punch. I think this is a 10. Nope, that's a ½ inch. Might even be a 12. It's 12. And this center bolt, this right here holds the carrier just in case these big bolts come loose. It's kind of like a stop bolt. I'm just gonna pull it out of there. Man, that washer, somebody's over tightening it. So I'm thinking that might tighten it up. I feel like we're just getting looser. I think we need to come back the other way. And that's gonna be a problem. Really need that spinner. Let me see if I can find the right spanner wrench to go on that. Well, I couldn't find a spanner wrench. I know I got one somewhere, but I did get this vice grip chain. It's supposed to be a chain wrench. So I guess we'll try and put it around the housing instead of using a hammer and a punch. This might work. And then it might not work. But if not, we'll just go back to plan B. Which I can't really use. This is not going to work. I got to get the clamp on there. I think I was going the wrong way. Oh yeah, that worked. So we just clamped them on there, and I'm turning the housing, and the chain's gonna tighten up. So we'll turn it all the way back. This center carrier bearing is egg shaped. It's kind of like oval shape inside of the swing arm, and as you turn it, it's making the chain tighten and then loosen. But I'm turning as far as I can. This chain is just way too long. I have to take some links out of it. I think in loosens it, and back in is supposed to tighten it, and back is supposed to loosen it. You can see this swing arm going up and down. So I'm gonna have to take some links out of this chain. It's an O-ring chain. And I wonder, does it have a master link? I don't see one. Some chain, there it is. So what we'll have to do is take this master link off, and we're gonna have to try and take some links out of this chain to where it's gonna tighten up. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get, man, that sprocket's got a couple of teeth missing. Let's see. I'm gonna get the chain where it's all the way at where it's gonna be at the tightest point. And then I'm gonna take some links out. So let me get a screwdriver, and we'll get that master link off. No one's never, well, I can't say never because someone's messed with it. But the chain has never been oiled. There's little O-rings. What we'll do is take it loose. I don't want to lose O-rings. It looks like it just needs the half a link taken out. We can take out let's see. We need to take out that middle link to make it tighter. Let's see something. That's making it tighter there. Can I get it looser? That makes it tight going back. Loose is going forward. I'm like brain froze right now. It really needs a half a link. You can buy a half a link and put in there, and that'll make it tighter. Because that's not going to work there. If I take that link out, I'm not going to have nothing to connect it to. That definitely makes it tight. This chain is really just, it's really just wore out. So let me dig through my chain stash. I might have a better chain to put on here. I think this is just a 520 chain. I think the chain is just so stretched out that if I take a link out, it's not going to reach, it's going to be too tight. So I looked in my chain stash and I found this real nice, it's the chain on the right, the longest one. It's a 520 chain, it's a non-O-ring, and I found it in my chain stash. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it same amount of links, but as you can see, I got them side by side because the original chain, which is here, is stretched. So I'm going to cut that one a little bit shorter because I couldn't get the old chain to go up on the sprocket without it being too tight if I cut a link out, and I don't want to have the chain banjo tight. But I did find a 520 regular master link, and I'll show you the difference between the 520 O-ring link and the 520 non-O-ring. So your 520 O-ring chain, it has a longer master link because it has to have the O-rings on both sides. Where your non-520 is shorter. So you can see what the difference is. It's a little bit shorter. So we're going to be putting the non-O-ring chain on for now. The sprockets, that back sprocket looks kind of wore out a little bit. I know it's got some teeth. I don't know if you can see them. The teeth are starting to wear down on it real bad. That's because they were running it around without the chain being adjusted. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the grinder and I'm going to cut some link out of this chain, and then we'll put it up on there, and hopefully I can get it a good adjustment going where it won't be so tight, and we can turn the adjuster on the carrier and get it right where we need to be. Alright, so we got the new chain on there. Well, new, used, better chain. And I got to looking at this thing. It's actually missing a roller that goes up there at the front. There's a spot for it down there, and that roller is supposed to go right here, and the chain goes on top of it. But it is nice and tight when I sit on it. I'm going to order that roller for it, and that'll help it out a whole lot better. But it is tight, and like I said, when I put my weight on it, you can see it's tight. So we'll order the roller for it and get that on there. And I gotta get a plug for this tire over here. It's got a nail in it. And other than that, the exhaust, I'm still undecided on whether I'm gonna mess with trying to drill out that broken stud that's up here on the exhaust flange. I mean, right now, I don't hear a real bad exhaust leak up here, but this is just, I don't know if I can tighten this nut up, but I'm scared to mess with it because I had a Yamaha Warrior years ago, and I was going to put a Cobra exhaust on it, and went to take these bolts loose or nuts loose, and I broke both studs off in the head, and I had to send it off and get it machined, and it was terrible. But if I can just get this one nut up under here to tighten up, because right now there's no exhaust leak, I'm not even going to worry about it. I think that's a 12. I want to say it's a 12. As long as there's no exhaust leak, I'm not even going to be really trying to fix that. So yeah, that is tight. That won't even turn. So either stripped or rusted. So since there's no exhaust leak up here that I can hear of, I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm not even going to mess with it. We'll ride it and see how it sounds, but right now it sounds pretty good. So next step, we will get the plastics on, and we'll get this thing ready to take out for a spin. Alright, so I really need to be whooped. By that, I really wasn't paying attention to this header bolt that was broke off, and I'll show you why. It's not broke off, it's actually missing. I don't know if you can see that, but you can see the actual threads in the hole. Maybe I can get the light back on there. So it's actually just missing a header bolt. Just had it where you can see the threads. I hope you can see them. You can kind of see them right there, but there's no stud in there. There's no bolt, and this one here is just frozen halfway out. So I believe what we can do is heat up that one, get it to turn, and I can just find a bolt to put in there, and that should tighten up the exhaust. So I was going to try and tap it out, and I said, wait a minute, I see threads. So that means that we actually don't have to mess with trying to tap that out of there. We can actually just put a bolt in there. I'm gonna try and heat up this bottom one and see if we can get it loose without burning the whole four-wheeler down. So that is I think a 12. I found a 12 wrench. But it feels good. I don't have to worry about trying to drill it and make threads, because I don't like that. So let's see if we can get you guys into action here. It's gonna be kind of hard to get over in there. Plus, I don't want to get the camera hot. I think we want that. I'm using my little handheld torch, and we'll find I don't know if I'll be able to find a stud, but I'll find a bolt to put in that top hole. I wasn't gonna mess with it, and I said, I guess I'll mess with it. And found out that I don't really have to do bigger job like I said I was gonna have to do. Let's see if we can get you over here. It's kind of hard to work around all this suspension parts. Got it a little hot. Let's see what it turned. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that's relief. That is relief. It's actually coming loose. Probably need to get some PB Blaster and spray it. Ooh, that flange is hot. I'll try and spray a little PB Blaster because it's turning pretty free now. Yes, just what the doctor ordered. It's kind of hard to do. I'm just going to look either. Well, I can't get the camera in there to do anything, but it did turn. So the only thing we gotta do is just get a bolt for the other side, which I'm fixing to do now, and I'm just gonna have to get back with y'all after that. So I got the exhaust fixed. I did find a bolt to thread into where that stud came out, which I'm real glad it wasn't broke off. I thought it was broke off in there, but I just wasn't looking at it closely. And I was able to get that nut tightened up on the other stud. And I was gonna crank it to see how quiet it was. And now the starter then just took a crap. It won't do nothing but click. I tried tapping on it a couple times with a hammer, and it's just completely fried. I thought about taking it out and cleaning it up and putting it back in, but being that you got to take the carburetor off just to get to the starter, I said I'll just order a new one. So I went on there, Amazon, ordered a brand new one. Should be here next couple days, and so it's just a waiting game on that. I'm not gonna put the plastics back on because I gotta take the tank back off and the carburetor off to get to the starter bolts, which is right back there. Those 10mm bolts, 2 of them, back up in there. So rather than try and clean this starter and rig it up and make it work a couple of times, I just went ahead and ordered a new one. And also I ordered the roller for the chain. It goes right on this bracket right here. So I went ahead and ordered that too. So we'll just wait on the parts to come in. And I guess I'll just end this video right here for right now. Give you some updates on it. And the way the shipping thing is, they say you get it in 2 days and you might not get it for another 3-4 days. So I will just end the video right here. And we'll get the starter, get it on there, get all the plastics back on, and be able to take this thing for a cruise and see what kind of power it's got. It sounds pretty good, so we'll just see. So y'all just hang tight, hang in there, and we'll get back.